Hello bladesmiths, today I'm going to show you how to make another set of blacksmithing tongs. Now I could not for the life of me remember what they're called, so I'm just going to call them wide bit tongs. The first thing you're going to want to do is forge your rebar flat 4 inches back, about 1/4 of an inch thick. You can use a tape measure to gauge how long you want it. The next thing you're going to want to do is forge the pivot point in your tongs. You can do it about 1 inch long or just the size of the face of your hammer. Again, about 1/4 inch thick is probably ideal width. Now you're going to forge the jaws of your tongs. You can do this over your horn. It might be a little bit hard, but it takes some trial and error, but I got it eventually. Just a reminder, I don't show it in the video, but I do have 2 pieces of rebar in the forge at one time, so I'm working on them cycling, but I only show the video for 1 piece. Next is just going to be mostly just refining of the jaws, getting it straight parallel the way you want it, and just kind of get it pretty. Next we're going to be drilling the hole in our tongs. I'm using 1/4 inch stainless steel bar for this, but you can use whatever size you want. Just make sure that your drill bit is the same size as the pin you're going to use. And try to avoid breaking your wrist with your drill if you can. Next, once you cut your pin down to the size you want to put it through and just give it a few taps with your hammer so that you get it set, so that when you put it in the forge, the pin doesn't fall out. When you pull it out of the forge, you want to set your pins and then adjust your reins just by squeezing them back and forth, and then go back to setting it until you have the point you want it. But you want to make sure you're pulling them back and forth to make sure that they don't get stuck, because if you do, that will ruin your whole tongs. Then you can begin getting your jaws parallel. Next, I'm really just refining everything, making it straight, making sure the jaws come together at the right angle, making sure they come together straight and even. I know it's boring to watch, but it's really important to make sure that everything is straight if you're going to put the time in to do it in the first place. Next, we're going to finish adjusting the tongs. I tried to do it on my horn, but I ended up doing it on one of my tool racks. The point of doing this is so that your tongs don't come together at an angle. It's so that they come together straight, parallel, horizontal with each other. Just like this. Once you finish adjusting your reins, you're going to have to go back and readjust your jaws. One method I came up with to readjust your reins without messing up your jaws is to put them in your hardy hold just like this, and then to open up your reins. This should keep your jaws just where you want them, whilst being able to adjust your reins. These tongs are great all-around tongs, and they're able to hold a very wide variety of things very well. Probably flat stock is your best option, but I could hold horseshoes, and I was able to hold the railroad spike okay, but I dropped it a few times. But your best option is probably flat things that you need to get around. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really enjoyed making these tongs. They're by far my favorite pair that I have so far. You'll definitely be seeing me using them in future projects. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.